everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jake. This channel is called Jake of All Trades, and as evidenced by the intro, I was considering doing my Halloween costume for the entirety of this reaction, but given how hard it was just to get myself in position, just to do a simple little dance routine in my Halloween costume, wasn't gonna work for the reaction video. But if you couldn't tell, Halloween's the theme here, and I am going to be doing a 4-way compare and contrast, which is gonna be doing Helloween's Eagle Fly Free. And I found the studio audio version, I found a live version by Helloween, and then also I noticed LoveBites did a live performance and a piano version. So this is gonna be a little bit of a packed one, but I'm excited. Hey, Halloween, it's gonna be a treat. Anyway, so before we get into it, I do wanna give a shout out to everyone who suggested this. We have Bone Red, Emmanuel Beltram, please excuse me if I messed that up, Gato Grato, and Rainers You Fall 42-3. So thank you guys for suggesting this. I am really excited to check this out. It looks like Helloween's a bit of an older band, which as far as I'm aware of, I don't think I've heard their songs. I may have heard it on the radio, and you know how radio hosts are. They, for like some older songs, they just take for granted that you just know what the song is and know who the artist is. And when I was growing up, like I'd listen to a lot of those songs on the radio because my parents loved them, and it's just like, oh, I really like that song. What is that? And I've never got an answer until like 20 years later, where I finally use the modern technology of Shazam, and I'm like, oh, that's who that is? I have nothing else to say here. So without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, here we go. Eagle Fly Free, Helloween, studio. Here we go. I like it already. Ooh. I can see why LoveBites decided to cover it. Oh, the symbol's all over here. Oh, there's one. I love that. Fun riff. I'm already thinking about like how the cover's gonna be. Wow. That mix range. And the chord progression too. And they ended on a major chord. I love that. That riff is so fun. That ghostly chorus too. So fitting. Jeez. The power behind that mix voice. Ooh. It's an awesome solo. Ooh. Got the full harmony going. Ooh, bass solo. I was not expecting that. Wow. It's a really talented bass player. It's like a guitar solo, bass solo duet. That's a phaser. Gosh, they are all on display with this. Dive bomb. You got some strings going now? Or is it? No, those are horns. Yes? Where are we going? That was satisfying. Okay, now for the live version, live in Madrid 2017. Here we go. Oh, that's it. That's a little... Got like the jack-o'-lantern. Again, very fitting. It's definitely a different way to start the song. Or maybe it's similar and I'm just forgetting due to being overwhelmed. Those graphics are pretty cool. It's nice to actually see what the band is like now. That's a cool guitar. I like the design on there. See bass drums like where the cymbals normally are? Letting the crowd sing it. Wow. He nails that live too. 4 bass drums? I'm really fascinated by that drum kit. Just strumming there like, seems like a break. Jeez. Love this duet. Wait, do they have 3 guitarists? Oh, they do. I wasn't expecting that, actually. Ah, that's so cool. Oh my God. I am really enjoying this. The bass is just going nuts. Their harmonies are really good too. Oh my God, that'd be so fun to see. Oh, that's even more impressive live. Wow. Just chilling. What's he up to? Oh, he's testing the crowd to see who's the most into it. Nice. Okay, here we go. Now to do the LoveBites version live. Here we go. Okay, so it's not in front of a crowd, it's more of like a rehearsal, sort of. love Asami's voice with this. Yeah, they fit. This fits so well. Oh, she did really well on that. Oh, that's a tough line to have in that song. You know, I didn't see the lyrics before this, but man, that's heavy. All right, here we go. Jeez. That was a pinch harmonic, okay. I've never seen Miho play like this. This is awesome. Oh. All right, Haruna's time. I just love everything that they're doing with that whole sequence. So we got some synths in the back there. Yes? Correct me if I'm mishearing that. There's the Asami Soar. Oh my god, that is incredible. Okay, finally, after seeing all three like thrash versions, let's see how this gets converted to a piano arrangement. I can't even begin to imagine what this is going to be like. All right, here we go. This is fascinating. Notice it's kind of like the slow down and then speed back up. Love those little accents. Are you getting the main melody? The contrasting sections. Really makes that majestic going into that section. It's supposed to be the guitar solo section. The way that attitude changes. Oh. I was not expecting that. This is totally different. It's just hauntingly beautiful. Sounds like she did a key change there. Too, from like this darker theme to a little bit of a lighter one. Okay, so time to break all that down. 4 different versions of the same song. And a couple quick notes right from the get-go, because I'm going to do this section by section, but just a couple overall quick notes. One thing I noticed was Helloween has 3 guitarists in it, and LoveBites has 2. which I wasn't expecting. I expected Helloween to have 2 guitarists, and so you'd have kind of like a even guitarist sort of thing going on, but they have 3. And as I'll talk about a little later, in the bridge, like they're doing like a triple harmony sort of thing, which is pretty neat, which LoveBites can't do unless they've got harmonists. But anyway, I'll get to that later. And then the other thing too that I just want to ask about is in the live version of this song, when Helloween's performing it, why does the drummer have what appears to be bass drums up where there should be cymbals? Like, I know Haruna like puts like stars up there and stuff, like star symbols, but he has bass drums. At least what looks like bass drums, which is really odd. I don't know, it threw me off. So anyway, going through it section by section, starting with the intro. In the original studio version, it goes straight into the main guitar riff. In the live version, there's a big build up to it. It's got like the, war drums, like the, kind of sounds like a patriotic sort of anthem type thing. I also noticed that the song is a half step lower in the live version of Helloween's performance, which I thought was kind of interesting. Then when we go over to LoveBites, they have it in the same key as the original studio version from Helloween, but one of the cool little things that I noticed that they added was on the guitar for the intro riff, they harmonize it, whereas it's just straight the same melody in the original Helloween version. So I thought that was a cool little touch. Like, LoveBites is very, very faithful, I think, overall in the terms of the theme and how they performed this. They played it with a very reverent sense to the original, but also added their own flair at various parts, and I thought that was really cool. It was tastefully done. It's not like they completely redid it. It's not like they copied it. It was like they were very reverent to the original and then added their own LoveBites flair wherever appropriate. So I thought that was neat. And then, can I just say, with the piano version, with Miyako's piano arrangement, I cannot even begin to fathom the genius that it takes to turn a heavy metal song like that, a heavy thrash metal song like that, into a piano arrangement. My brain cannot wrap itself around that concept. I just can't fathom her arranging ability and her just genius translating that is so far beyond what I could ever imagine ever being able to do musically. Just incredible. And then one of the things I noticed kind of transitioning into the verse here is in all 3 of the metal versions, you got that kind of bass like run up to the high bass note, and then it goes into the verse. And Miyako accents that by doing like a little on the piano, like right at the top, which is just really, really nice. It's a really creative way to do that. Just subverts your expectations, because it's kind of the high run on the bass, so you would think, oh, maybe she'd like do some sort of bass note, but no, she goes like really high with like a very embellished piano thing. Just awesome. Then going into the verse, some of the differences I noticed, the verses were pretty much the same across the 3 versions, but the things I did notice is in the original, Helloween's singer is more aggressive, and he's got some grit at various points as he's singing the verse, whereas in the live version, he's much cleaner. And then with LoveBites, Asami has such a great tone. It's really cool kind of hearing like a male vocalist performing this versus a female vocalist doing this. And I'll kind of reference this a little bit once I get into the chorus with some of those really high notes. You can definitely tell Asami's got this a little bit more comfortably, but even still, Helloween's singer just nails that like incredibly. Like, holy cow. The amount of power to like mix your voice and then still like hit those like way up there is amazing. And when I listen to Chris break down mixed voice vocals, he talks about lightening up as you go higher. Me trying that out, I definitely noticed I have to do that, but it almost sounds like he doesn't do that. He's just like full straight on into it with those really, really high notes. I'm kind of talking a little bit more about the chorus than I am the verse here. You know, and Asami doesn't need to necessarily go to that extreme because her natural set range is going to be higher. Anyway, and one of the other things I noticed about the verse 2 in the LoveBites version is that they are adding orchestra to it. I didn't hear that so much, if at all, with the original Helloween version. So it seems like another one of those little LoveBites touches to the song. And then with the piano version, I didn't really notice the melody comes out a little bit more, and I don't mean to be irreverent, but the general melody sounds like Yankee Doodle went to town. But then like it's obviously changed, and then he like kind of continues the pattern and descending. It just kind of came to mind when I heard Miyako doing it, because it's like when you're singing it with the thrash metal and the mixed voice vocals and stuff, it doesn't really come to mind, that silly song. But when it's done on piano without all of that, it's like, oh yeah, I definitely hear the resemblance. So anyway, and then in the chorus, as I was referencing before, those high money notes are just incredible. And I know he lowers it down half step for the live version, but still the way he's able to carry it up there is pretty crazy. I noticed that he kind of cupped the mic a bit when he was doing it. I don't know if that was to allow him to thin out a bit to be able to hit those, but then still kind of like channel the sound into the mic to still make it sound powerful. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not super experienced with this, so correct me if I'm wrong. I also noticed he let the crowd take parts of it. It's almost like he was exhibiting some vocal budgeting, where he was like, okay, I'm gonna let you guys handle this part, and then I'm gonna save my voice for like where it matters, where like I really need to hit that stuff. And so, and you know, when the crowd's engaged like they are and having such a great time, which, you know, I love seeing that in the videos, you can do that, and it is a cool way to help you get through a song and budget your voice really, really well. So that was a cool strategy there. Then on top of that, going to the LoveBites version, obviously still high as I was referencing, but you know, you could definitely tell that it was more comfortably in Asami's range, but it's still impressive what she's able to hit with that note. And she nails it so well. And one of the other things too I noticed in both versions, similarly, because this is a compare, not just a contrast, they have such great vibrato. Then getting to the piano version, I like what Miyako does, where she kind of like breaks up the general like thrashiness of the bass chords and stuff by kind of doing like these little accent things like you would do for a guitar, like if you're kind of chugging along and then you kind of got a sort of thing. And she does that really well, and it's super pleasing to the ear to hear that. Verse 2 and chorus 2, pretty much the same, not a lot of differences there. I think the only thing I've got to add about the chorus is, like, just in general, the songwriting structure is, like, the chromatic rises in the chord progression. It was a way to like really grab your attention, and it's, you know, you could kind of do your general bland chord progressions, but they don't do that in the song, and it's cool. And they break it up with that chromaticism. The major ending to the chorus too is also pretty awesome, because you've got the general kind of minor feel to it for most of the song, but then it ends on a major note. It's like, that's unexpected and interesting, and I really enjoyed that. Then getting into the solos, everyone's talent is just on display here. As I referenced at the beginning, you got the three guitarists kind of doing like a triple harmony sort of thing. You've got like the dive bombs and like the tremolo dive bombs. I thought at first with the really high like sort of stuff, I kind of think of a little bit of like the Digitech whammy pedal that people use in modern metal today, but like, you know, you didn't have that likely when the song was written so much. And so Midori gives a good clue as to what she does there. She actually goes down on the neck and like does a pinch harmonic, and I'm like, oh, that's how they do it. So I thought that was a pretty cool insight, seeing that, but I didn't catch that in the Helloween versions. And then for there to have a bass solo was freaking cool. And then just like the way they're both Miho and the bass guitarist from Helloween are just like doing the taps and stuff, is just incredible to watch. I don't think I've ever seen Miho play like that before. It really puts her talent on display, and I think I've overlooked it sometimes. So this like really put her on display, and I really, really appreciate that. And then the drum solo was just amazing. Again, I'm not a drummer, so I can't analyze it very well, but just a wonderful drum solo. And one of the things that I did notice, though, was in the studio version of Helloween, it's very phasey, and obviously it's not there in the live versions, and piano doesn't have drums, go figure. But what the piano version does do, which I think was pretty interesting, is how Miyako is able to adapt a lot of those crazy runs, but then unexpectedly make it much more somber and slow it down. And you can see it in the visuals too, like the lighting gets darker and it's somber, like reflecting on things. And then she does a key change in it too, which she carries into the final chorus. And then she does, I think, another key change too in the final chorus, which again, how she's able to inject her brilliance into this arrangement is just way beyond anything I can fathom. And then like you can see she kind of ends it off in a very glorious sort of tone to the way she plays, and it's reflected in the visuals too. Like it went from the kind of the dark somberness of the bridge section to very bright in the ending there. And so that was really, really neat. Kind of going into the final chorus for the other versions, I noticed that they added horns at the end. So again, it kind of adds to that like glorious triumphantness, you know. All 4 versions, including the piano version, they all had kind of like the stereotypical live ending, like like just the messing around, like we're just going to show how talented we are and just extend this and get you all engaged sort of thing. That was held in the studio version. In the live version, though, it was extended in the live version and really played up there. It was in the LoveBites version when there was no crowd, and like even Miyako like pays an homage to it in the piano arrangement too. It's just, what a way to end it. What a cool arrangement, and seeing all these different takes on the same song is just amazing. I am really glad I did this one for Helloween here. But those are my thoughts on this set of versions of this song. If you guys have any suggestions for other Helloween or LoveBite songs, or any other band you'd like me to check out, drop it in a comment below. If you like this video, drop a like on it if you feel so inclined. Subscribe to the channel again if you feel like it's worth it. Turn on the notifications so that you don't miss anything from me going forward. And again, if you want to see anything else from me regarding reactions, compare and contrast, guitar covers, vocal covers, shorts, ideas, whatever it is you'd like to see musically on the channel, drop it in a comment. I'll give you a shout out whenever I do the video, just like I did when I started this one. I also want to thank Jonas S for supporting me on Patreon over all this time. Thank you so much. If you stuck around after 4 different reactions and, you know, an intro and I'm looking at the timer on my recording right now, it's at 16 minutes of talking about this song. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for all your support. I really, really appreciate it. That's it for this video. Enjoy the rest of your day. God bless you, and rock on.